I have seen some really exciting things happen as I've worked with the Spiritual Priority Committee through their retreats or workshops, or even in opportunities of one-on-one spiritual direction, where I get to help ministers or laity who are coming to me for some conversations about their spiritual life to really explore that relationship they have with God, and where it's working, where it isn't, and help them to discover ways of how they could further that relationship with God. As a part of that, people begin to get a greater sense of what was going on in their relationship and with God, and to really identify what it was that God was calling them to do or to become as individuals. And for some people, that was the first time they'd really discovered that there's a way that we can come to understand what that is. And this year we explored 8 different prayer practices and the spiritual giants of the church over the past 2,000 years who prayed those prayers, and began to discover that there's a wide variety of ways that we can pray, whether it's through creativity or in nature, or walking a prayer labyrinth, or even a prayer that's called apophatic prayer or centering prayer. For one of our new attendees, that practice became something that was a really profound moment for. Another area that I get to work in that's fun is working with those people who are presenting themselves for ordination or for commissioning as ministers, and helping them discover their gifts for ministry and to develop the skills for ministry. This is done with the help of some wonderful committee members, both clergy and laity, that very caringly attempt to ask probing questions, but also provide guidance and support as a way to help that minister be the best leader of the congregations that they are serving. Sometimes there's struggle because ministry sometimes has some difficult issues, and sometimes what we do in ministry bumps up against some personal things that we have to deal with. But through prayer and conversation, I see people developing a much deeper faith and the skills for being wonderful leaders in our congregations. A third area that I get to work with is with the men of the region. And they've been having an annual retreat in the fall every year, and each time we bring in a retreat facilitator that helps the men discover new ways of developing relationships with one another, but also about how to talk about their faith.